All right, we just finished adding expressions, so now we're going to move into the subtraction part of it. This table is just a little activity that we're going to do before we start the subtracting process. And it says additive inverses have a sum of 0. So fill in the center column with the opposite of the given number, and then show the proof that they are opposite. So we have the number of 1. Opposite is -1. Proof is that 1 plus -1 is 0. So 3, opposite of 3 is -3. And that's because 3 plus -3 is 0. Opposite of -7 is +7 because -7 plus 7 equals 0. Opposite of -1/2 is +1/2. -1/2 plus 1/2 is 0. Opposite of x would be -x because x plus -x equals 0. Opposite of 3x is -3x. So 3x plus -3x is equal to 0. Now, this one's a little tricky. The opposite of this is -x plus 3. So we have to put the whole x plus 3 in parentheses to show that it's negative. And that's because x plus 3 plus a -x plus 3 is equal to 0. A positive and a negative of the same thing equals 0. Same thing here. We have -3x minus 7 is the opposite. And that's because when you take a positive and a negative of the same thing, they add up to 0. All right, so let's move into actually subtracting expressions. Now, I'm just going to remind you that when you are subtracting, okay, we have a couple of rules that we're going to follow. Subtracting, just remember, we are going to do leave, change, change. That's our subtracting rules that we just learned last module. We're going to apply them to this expression. So we are going to leave, change, change. The only thing I'm going to add to this is when it's an expression, you're going to say leave, change, change it all. The second parentheses needs to be changed, everything to its opposite. So after you do leave, change, change it all, you're then going to combine your like terms. That's using your circles and your squares. So let me show you an example of this. So here we have a subtraction problem. Here's our subtraction problem in the middle. We are going to leave the first expression. So 3x plus 5y minus 4. That's the leave. We're going to change subtraction to addition. And everything in the second parentheses is going to go to its opposite. So 4x becomes -4x. Plus 11 becomes minus 11. All right, so now we're going to do circles and squares. So we're going to circle 3x and -4x. So 3x and -4x go next to each other in our circles. We're going to put a box around 5y. That's the only y value, so that's my only box. I'm going to underline -4 and -11. You can underline, you can use triangles, it doesn't matter to me. All right, so let's add. 3 plus -4 is -1x. 5y doesn't combine with anything. -4 and -11 is -15. This is my answer after I do leave, change, change it all. Okay, let's try this again. So we're subtracting. So we're going to do leave 2x minus 3. Change it to addition. Change everything in the second parentheses to its opposite. So it becomes -x plus 2. Now let's do our circles and squares. So 2x and -x go next to each other. -3 plus 2 go in boxes next to each other. This is really -1x. You can fill in your 1. 2 plus -1 is 1. -3 plus 2 is -1. So my answer is x minus 1. If you left it as 1x minus 1, that would be okay as well. Now the problem is I didn't even read the directions. What does that say? That actually says vertically. So let me show you how to do it vertically. Now we're going to take the top, or the first expression, and write it on top, 2x minus 3. This time we are subtracting, and we're going to line x minus 2 up directly underneath the like terms. So the x goes under the 2x, and the 2 goes under the 3. Let's fill in our 1. Now we're still going to do leave, change, change, but we're going to leave the top. We're going to change it to addition. Everything on the bottom gets changed to its opposite. Now just add. 2 plus negative 1 is 1x. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, which is the same answer we got before. All right, let's try this again vertically. So 6x plus 3 goes on top. We are subtracting. 2x minus 2 on the bottom. Okay, let's do leave, change it to addition, change everything to its opposite. 6 plus negative 2 is 4x. 3 plus 2 is 5. So my answer is 4x plus 5. All right, I'm going to have you practice this on your own. Go ahead and flip the page. You're going to do these questions by yourself with the video paused, and when you're done, just hit play and you can check out your answers. All right, so we're subtracting. So I'm going to leave 6x plus 3. I'm going to change it to addition, and I'm going to change this to negative 2x plus 2. Okay, I'm going to do my circles. I'm going to write 6x next to negative 2x. I'm going to write positive 3 next to positive 2. So 6 and negative 2 is 4x. 3 and 2 is 5. So our answer is 4x plus 5. That was the same exact question that we just did. All right, how about this one? We're going to leave 2x minus 3. We're going to change it to addition. We're going to change the second to its opposite. So negative x plus 2. So 2x and negative x. Let's write that next to each other. Negative 3, positive 2. So 2x minus 1x is 1x. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 1. Or you could write it as x minus 1. All right, example 3. Now we're going to put this into words. So it says find the result when this is subtracted from this. All right, so we're going to take 13v plus 2. That's one of them. But we're going to subtract it from 11 plus 5v. That means 11 plus 5v comes first. Now we're going to do leave, change, change. So we're going to leave 11 plus 5v. We're going to change it to addition. Everything in the second parentheses becomes the opposite. So negative 13v minus 2. I'm going to circle 11, which means I circle negative 2. So 11 and negative 2 go next to each other. Plus 5v minus 13v. Write those next to each other. So 11 and negative 2 is 9. 5 and negative 13 is negative 8v. And there's your answer. All right, let's try this again. This time we're going to take this and we're going to add it to this. So now we're adding negative 18m minus 4. We're going to add 4m minus 14. Now, since we're adding, we don't have to do leave, change, change. We're just going to combine our like terms. So I'm going to circle the m's. I'm going to write them next to each other. I'm going to put boxes around just the numbers and write them next to each other. Negative 18 plus 4, negative 14m. Negative 4 and negative 14 is negative 18. And here's my answer. All right, and last example down at the bottom. Let's talk about how to apply this to word problems. This one says that it costs Margot a processing fee of $3 to rent a storage unit, plus $17 per month to keep her belongings in the unit. So let's stop there. $3 is our constant, plus 17 per month, or 17M. So that's what that expression would look like. Her friend Carissa wants to store a box of her belongings in Margot's storage unit and tells her that she will pay $1 towards the processing fee and $3 every month. So that would be $1 plus $3 per month. Write an expression in standard form that will represent how much she will pay for the storage unit if Carissa contributes. So that means that we're taking what she owes, which is 3 plus 17M, and we're subtracting out what Carissa would pay, which is 1 plus 3M. Now it's subtracting, so we're going to do leave, change. So we're going to leave the first expression. We're going to change it to adding. We're going to change the whole second expression to its opposite. So -1 minus 3M. Now let's do circles. So I'm going to circle 3 and -1. I'm going to put boxes around the M's. So plus 17M minus 3M. So this would be 2. 17 and -3 is positive 14M. So there's our expression. Now, if you keep reading, it says, then determine how much she will pay for 6 months. That means that M would be 6. So take your expression that you just found, substitute in 6 for M. So 14 times 6 is 84. So 84 plus 2 would be $82. So that's how much Margot would pay because Carissa's paying the rest. All right, I'm going to have you attempt the problem set at home tonight, and we will go over it in class tomorrow. Good luck.